with Jeannie's Designs. This is what we're gonna record today. This is a new pattern from Jeannie's Designs, my design. It is the travel jewelry case. So cute. This is outside is vinyl and the inside is cotton quilting. It's just tied with a ribbon closure, which I prefer actually. So inside you have a clear zipper pocket on top, full clear zipper pocket. In the middle you have a fabric pocket, fully lined. And on the bottom you have another clear pocket, but it has two hands in there, two pockets. So it's clear as well. And that's just divided down the middle. There are no raw edges showing because we use pieces of vinyl to cover the raw edges. And it just closes, it's top stitched, and it closes with a ribbon, which I prefer. You know, I've had one forever that I got when I'll show it to you here in a second. That I got when I sold Mary Kay. There you go. Cute, cute. So this is the one I've had for, oh gosh, 30, 40 years. And it closes with a ribbon too, which I really prefer because you can adjust for as much or as little that you want to take in it. So this is the video that we're doing today. It's the travel jewelry case, and the pattern, my pattern will be in the description to purchase. Thanks. This is what I'm going to use. This is a very soft rose pastel vinyl from Lauren Marmino. I'm going to use that for the exterior. My interior is going to be this cotton quilting, and I've lined it with woven fuse. And then my zipper pocket that you can't see through it, is just going to be two pieces of the cotton quilting that's also lined. I have two pieces of vinyl, clear vinyl. This just has the backing on it. So I have two pieces of that. And then I have, I don't know if I'm going to need these or not, but I have 5 pieces of 1/2-inch vinyl to cover up all the raw edges, either a zipper or on the vinyl. And then I do have some zipper tabs that I'm going to use. I did not interface that. I'm trying to keep the seams to not be bulky. So all of my zippers are going to be out of the seam allowance. This one that I made, actually these zippers are in the seam allowance and it's really thick. I didn't have any trouble with my machine, but I'm trying to make the pattern so it is domestic or industrial friendly. So that's what I'm going to use. I'm going to use white number 3 zipper tape, and then I'm going to choose some zipper pulls. I'll probably choose some roses zipper pulls if I have them in here. So let's get started. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is prepare our 3 zippers, and I'm using number 3 rose zipper pull. So cute. So I am just going to sew my zipper tabs on. My machine doesn't like just cotton quilting, so I'm trying to go really slow. I am using Text 45 today for this. And then I'm just going to fold that over. And top stitch it. I will be leaving, I think, I haven't quite decided, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to be leaving these alone. I am going to trim them to the zipper sides. So that's what you should do. So you should do that on each end of your zipper. And I'll just fast forward that. All right, so I'm going to do my enclosed zipper pocket first with the fabric. So you take your 2 pieces of cotton that are lined with woven fuse. Take one zipper, and you want your zipper pull closing to the left. You can do it to the right either. It's completely up to you. And then I'm sandwiching those on that top end of the zipper tape. So this bottom edge of the zipper tape is not going to have anything on it for now. So we're going to sew that together at the full seam allowance as described in the pattern. I'm going to start down this end. And I just clipped both of those together. You can do them one at a time if you prefer. I'm just going to get my zipper pull out of the way. You can baste one on and then do the other one if you prefer. So you can see my zipper tabs extend beyond, and that's perfectly fine. So now we are going to top stitch that together. Actually, no, not yet. We're going to finish this bottom edge. I'm going to leave the sides open, so we'll turn it through there, but we're going to finish this bottom edge. And let me get a measurement here. Perfect. Okay, now we're going to turn that right side out. And press it. Perfect. Okay, I'm going to go press that and I'll be right back. All right, so there is our zipper pocket. And I pressed it, and I'm just going to top stitch here. So I'll do that. I'll do it from this side. You know what? Yeah, that's all right. Sorry. I was thinking I was going to close the zipper, and in most circumstances I would, but not in this one. I know, it feels weird. That's funny. Okay. All right, so now we want to put our 1/2 inch piece up here on the top. We are not going to sew it yet, but we want to get it on there, and I'm going to do it from this end, even with our zipper pocket. So I'm just going to take a little off at a time. And you want to get it even on your zipper tape as best you can. I've got that. That'll be in seam allowance. This is part of the vinyl. So we are not going to stitch that on yet. Let me get this on a little better. Oh, no, that's good. We're not going to stitch that on yet. We're going to prepare our other two. So this piece is done for now. You can set that aside. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to take one of our vinyl pieces, and on our zipper, I put double-sided zipper tape on this side, and actually I needed to have it on the other side, and that's okay. That's all right. We'll need it on both sides eventually. Because we want the top of that, we want the top hanging off like that. Yeah. Okay. Because then, so we're going to stitch that in place. Then we're going to stitch this on. And then we're going to stitch this on when we put it on the piece. So you need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these. And I'm gonna decide when I get to my pattern whether I want to cover this part. I don't think I do, but I might. We'll see. All right, so let's put that on. I've got my center marked on both pieces. So I'm going to take this bottom piece off and the double-sided tape, and I'm going to turn it towards me so I can see what I'm doing. Oops. And I am going to let's see how I did. Pretty good. Okay. And then I'm going to put one of these along the top. Just making sure I'm getting on the edge. Perfect. And then one more, just to cover my zipper tape. You could If you wanted to, you could certainly leave that raw zipper tape. It's not ugly by any means. But because I used cotton that's going to fray for my zipper tabs, I'm going to cover it. Okay. So that's what you should have. Now, the white part will come off when I'm ready to sew. Okay, so go ahead and get your other piece ready, and we'll be ready to attach them to our lining piece. Okay, so I have that on, and I'm just going to put on these two pieces of 1/2-inch vinyl. Again, just making sure that I've got it even on the end and on the sides. On the zipper and on the sides. And it really does help if you don't take this all off at one time. You just have a little more control over it. And you don't want any of your double-sided tape getting on your clear vinyl because it's hard to get it off, really. And have it look decent. Don't ask me how I know that. Yeah. Okay. All right. So we have our 3 pieces that are going to go on the lining piece. All right, so let me get that ready and I'll be right back. All right, so I was putting my video together and I realized that something didn't get recorded. So before you put the clear vinyl and the 2 clear vinyls onto your lining piece, make sure that you stitch these 2 rows underneath the zipper. So stitch your 1/2-inch vinyl piece on with the 2 rows of stitches underneath the zipper on both of your vinyl pieces before you put it on to the lining piece. Once we get it on the lining piece, we're going to do these 2 top ones, 2 rows on all 3. But if you wait to put this on or stitch this underneath the zipper, you're going to close your zipper pocket. So once again, before you put your clear vinyl pieces on your lining, stitch the 2 bottom rows underneath the zipper. And you should be good to go. On the fabric one, you just do want a top stitch, and that's in the video. But the top one here on top of your fabric pocket is also top stitched once you get it on the lining piece. All right, sorry about that. I don't know what happened. Sometimes things happen. Thanks for watching. Okay, so you need to measure up from the bottom and down from the top. Let me get this out of the way. According to the measurement in the pattern. And that's where you're going to lay your bottom piece and just clip that in place. And then I'm going to put the top one on. This is the nicest clear vinyl. It's by Annie, and it comes on a roll. And I like the white on the back, really. Okay, so place that on the top according to the measurement in the pattern. Grab a few of these. It sews very nicely too. All right, so now, so we've got those two on there. And now we need to put our zipper pocket. So I think what I'm gonna do, I've just got way too much stuff here. I'm going to put this just slightly under this piece. And then this one, oh, that's a beautiful thing. It really doesn't, it doesn't fit under there. Well, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's come down just a little more. I don't want to come down, so I'm interrupting my zipper there. And I want to cover the bottom of this. Let's see how that is. So if you notice my madness here, I'm using the 1/2-inch vinyl piece to cover the bottom of my zipper. And then I'm using this 1/2-inch piece to cover the bottom of this clear vinyl pocket. And then I'll need one more piece to cover down here. Beautiful. So I'm gonna go get that before I sew everything on. So measurement from the top in the pattern, put your first clear vinyl on top. Then you're gonna put your zipper pocket, your closed zipper pocket in the middle, underneath this piece, so that when we sew that on, we're sewing this on. And then we'll sew your second zipper pocket down here. And I'm gonna go get one more vinyl, 1/2-inch vinyl piece to put to cover the bottom raw edge. Be right back. All right, so I am going to sew 2 rows of stitches on each of these, that's coming out of there, 1/2-inch pieces, 2 rows. And I'm using a stitch length of 4. I'm just going to come down. I know Lauren's out of this vinyl, but you should really try it. I didn't get enough. It is gorgeous to sew with. Besides being pretty, it sews extremely well. Okay, so that's what I'm going to repeat here, 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 and here. And I'll do that on fast forward. All right, so we finished and we have the 3 pockets sewn on. We have a full clear pocket here, a full fabric pocket here, and I forgot to record, but on this one, I just divided this pocket in half. So measure your 2 seam allowances as noted in the pattern and mark those, and then determine what you have left between the 2 lines, and then either divide it in half, divide it in thirds, or you could just leave it as one large pocket. Your choice, optional. I divided mine in half, so I have 2 distinct pockets there. For my purposes, I think I like that. All right, so now this interior piece is complete. I am going to clean up my sides. I'm going to take it over to my cutting mat and just clean up my sides. And in the pattern, I tell you what it should be as far as the measurements. I'm moving my zipper pulls to the middle so they don't get in my way. So I'm going to go do that, and then we'll be ready to put it together. All right, so here's my outside piece. And I rounded the corners of where my flap comes down. So this is how it's gonna look. So this will fold up and this will fold down. All I used was a mug. So I just put my mug there, traced it, and I cut that off. So I'm gonna do the exact same thing on the top here, just so they match. This is the top. And then I'll cut that off. That way when we sew it together, things are matching. And if you cut through any threads, just burn them real quick. We have a good seam allowance, so it should be okay. All right, so use whatever device you choose. I just used my mug. Then, before we sew this together, you want to decide what you're going to use to close it up. I'm just going to use some gross grain ribbon. And the reason I am just using gross grain ribbon is because this one that I've used for probably 30 years, it just has ribbon. And I love being able to just pull this around and tie it and not worry about how full it is or how not full it is. I can just tie that in a bow. So I personally like that. You will need to choose what works for you. And I don't know what I did with my large, it's over there. This thick. And I'm just using this pink polka dot. Oh dear. It's really cute. I gotta rethread my machine. So in the pattern, I tell you what length. Oh my goodness. Let me get my machine threaded. All right, so let's find the middle of our top. And let's mark that. And then I will tell you to always err on the side of too much ribbon. You can always trim it up once you've gotten it on there. And then depending on what you choose, whether you can use a lighter to burn the ends. Okay, so if your ribbon has a wrong side and a right side, and really, I mean, polka dots are on one side, which is really the right side, but it doesn't, for me, it doesn't really matter. It's pretty on both sides. So then we're just gonna baste that in place right in the middle, on the top, right in the middle. And then I'm gonna put this excess ribbon into my zipper pocket so it doesn't get caught in anything that we're trying to do. Your other 3 zipper pulls should be in the middle so they don't get in the way. So take your exterior piece and line it up, and we are ready to clip that together and sew it together. We're gonna leave a turning hole in the bottom. And I'll mark my turning hole. Let's see. Let me get it on there. And if it doesn't match exactly, that's okay. You know, sometimes when you're sewing things, they get a little disproportionate. So clip that all the way around, and then we're gonna sew it minus the turning hole. At the seam allowance in the pattern. Now, my pattern has a pretty generous seam allowance, so that is meant to be there on purpose and to cover any boo-boos or anything that happens when you're sewing it together. And I just like generous seam allowances. So I'm going to leave, this fabric is not really too bad to turn, so I'll probably leave I'm leaving a 6.5 inch turning hole, which is probably what I'll tell you in the pattern. And then we're just gonna sew around that. And I'll do my 90-degree turn like I always do. Go slow. There are some thick spots, but because we used quilting cotton for our zipper ends, there shouldn't be any that are really thick. And then go slow around your curve. And then just make sure your ribbon is not twisted. so sorry. I just don't have enough room here. All right, I am going to trim my corners. And I am going to trim my seams all the way around. Just by about half. And do a good job of trimming when you get to the curves. I am not going to trim where my ribbon is. I'm just going to leave that alone. I'm hoping this will last me a very long time. All right, let's just check it. Make sure that we caught everything on this side. Looks good. Oh, I need to do this right here. So I'm not trimming more of I'm going to turn it just on the sides. All right, let's turn it. So if you notice, the only interfacing that we used was on the cotton pieces. Because I used vinyl. You could use waterproof canvas and not use any interfacing. But it's a jewelry case, so I wanted the fabric on the inside to be, you know, a little softer. Although there are some soft waterproof canvas or water-resistant canvases. This is just so pretty. And I'll just tell you, this by Annie clear vinyl is far superior, and I've actually heard that, to the vinyl. I got some vinyl. I don't want to bash anybody, and I honestly don't remember where it was that I got it, but it is just not on the same level as this by Annie. This vinyl from her is very clear and doesn't scratch, or it's at least scratch resistant. Oh my gosh. Now, this is optional as well. Depends on your machine and what you feel like doing. I did put a little tag there. It says treat yourself. So this is what it's going to look like. And then when you turn, look at that. Excuse me. I am going to top stitch it. You certainly don't have to. As long as if you're using materials that you can iron, then I would just iron it. Obviously, you can't iron the clear vinyl, but if you use cotton for the other side, you could do that. Cute. But really, if you didn't want to, you wouldn't have to top stitch it. Press it real good. I'm gonna definitely top stitch the bottom here. Close off my turning hole. I would not probably call this a beginner pattern. This is probably, because of the clear vinyl and all the little cover pieces for the pockets, I would say this is an intermediate pattern or a confident beginner, as long as you just take your time. So without top stitching, this is what it looks like. You know, at a minimum, I would top stitch these, but again, it's not necessary. Isn't that, this vinyl is stunning, really. So there you go. That's all there is to it. I really prefer the ribbon. I know some people probably wouldn't. Some people would probably want to snap there. But it gives me a little leeway on how full it is. And this isn't just for jewelry. You could put medicine in here, like pills. Nothing that is gonna leak. But you have two pockets here. You have a full pocket here, and you have a full pocket on the top. So it's nice to have two clear pockets so you can see where those things are. Very cute. I am gonna probably top stitch it, so after I finish that, I'll come back and show you a final product. Thanks for watching. Be sure to click like, subscribe, and comment. The pattern will be in the description below. If it's not, it will be coming soon, so keep checking back. Thanks. Bye-bye. All right, so there you have it. I did top stitch mine. And I top stitched this little tag, treat yourself, to the inside. Just make sure when you top stitch, you got your zipper pulls in the middle so they don't get in the way. And go around and just do a little inspection and make sure you have all your hairs clipped. It just lays much nicer if you top stitch. And I put my tag there. You could certainly put your tag anywhere you'd like. It doesn't have to go on the front. It would be cute to put it in the back too. I did cut my ribbon down a little. You want to leave it long enough so that when it's really full, you have plenty to tie it. So there you go. That's the travel jewelry case. Plenty of room for jewelry, credit cards, cash, anything, pills, anything that's not going to spill, because this is not a cosmetic bag that is waterproof. This is cotton quilting on the inside. So there you have it. It's just absolutely adorable. This is mine for the future. I probably will, I mean, this has been a steadfast one, and I probably will go ahead and fix it because it's kind of falling apart. So I'll fix that. But here's another option. This one turned out good too. It's just a little bigger. This is actually it's 1 inch bigger all the way around. Yeah, 1 inch bigger all the way around. And I divided this pocket here into 3. And I have a slip pocket here. I took that out of the pattern primarily because things are gonna fall out. And it's a huge slip pocket, and I don't like it. And so this was my tester bag. But this turned out really cute too. So little black and pink. With polka dot ribbon. So there you go. Travel jewelry case by Jeannie's Designs. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. The pattern will be coming soon, so keep looking for it in the description. And actually, once it's released, which should be within the next week or so, I'll probably do a separate video for that. Bye-bye.